10 has been appealed to, because it speaks of the devil, the wild beast, and the false prophet as being tormented day and night forever and ever in the lake of fire. However, this cannot refer to actual conscious torment. Those thrown into the lake of fire undergo the second death. Re 20. 14 In death there is no consciousness and, hence, no feeling of pain or suffering. EC 9. 5. In the scriptures fiery torment is associated with destruction and death. For example, in the Greek Septuagint translation of the Hebrew scriptures the word for torment numbers is several times used with reference to punishment by death. As 3. 20. 32. 24, 30 Similarly, concerning Babylon the Great, the Book of Revelation says, the kings of the earth will weep and beat themselves in grief over her, when they look at the smoke from the burning of her, while they stand at a distance, because of their fear of her torment. Smau. Re 18. 9, 10 As to the meaning of the torment, an angel later explains. Thus with a swift pitch will Babylon the great city be hurled down, and she will never be found again. Re 18. 21 So, fiery torment here is parallel with destruction, and in the case of Babylon the Great, it is everlasting destruction. Compare E 17. 16. 18. 8, 15-17, 19. Therefore, those who are tormented forever from gr. Ba in the lake of fire undergo second death from which there is no resurrection. The related Greek word Ba sts is translated jailer in Matthew 18. 34. Rs. Nw. ed. Compare verses 30. Thus those hurled into the lake of fire will be held under restraint, or jailed, in death throughout eternity. See Gehenna. Torment. Lakum Lakum. A boundary site of Naphtali. Jos 19. 32, 33 It is possibly but Cush or Vat Cush, by the Jordan River just east of the Sea of Galilee. Lamb. Sea sheep. Lame, lameness. A physical handicap that prevents a person from walking normally. Lameness may date from birth, because of congenital deformities Act 3. 2. 14. 8, but most cases are caused by accidents or diseases. Aaronic priesthood. A lame person who was a descendant of Aaron could not serve in the priesthood, although he was allowed to eat from the things provided for the priesthood for their sustenance. La 21. 16-23 Jehovah set a high standard of physical fitness for his priesthood, for these represented him at his sanctuary. So, too, Christ, the great high priest, was loyal, guileless, undefiled, separated from the sinners. Job 7. 26. Sacrifices. It was also forbidden, under the law, to offer as a sacrifice any animal with a defect of lameness, because these foreshadowed the perfect sacrifice of Christ. La 15. 21. La 22. 19, 20 This law was violated by the apostate Israelites, for which God reproved them, saying, when you present a lame animal for sacrificing, you say, it is nothing bad. Bring it near, please, to your governor. Will he find pleasure in you, or will he receive you kindly? Can I take pleasure in it at your hand? Al 1. 8, 13 The apostle evidently applies this requirement in a spiritual way to Christians, in treating them. Present your bodies as sacrifice living, holy, acceptable to God, a sacred service with your power of reason. Row 12. 1. Jacob's O text to acute muritra longo, lame, lameness 191 You will not come in here, but the blind and the lame ones will certainly turn you away, they thinking. David will not come in here. They may have actually placed such persons on the wall as defenders, as is stated by Josephus Jewish Antiquities, 7, 61-3, 1, and this may be the reason why David said, anyone striking the Jebusites, let him, by means of the water tunnel, make contact with both the lame and the blind, hateful to the soul of David. These lame and blind ones were the symbol of the Jebusites' insult to David and, more seriously, Their taunt against the armies of Jehovah. David hated the Jebusites, along with their lame and blind, for such arrogance. He may actually have been calling the Jebusite leaders themselves the lame and blind, in derision. 2 Sir 5. 6-8. As to the statement in verse 8, that is why they say, the blind one and the lame one will not come into the house, several explanations have been offered. In the text this statement is not attributed to David and may mean that others developed this proverbial saying with regard to those who, like the Jebusites, boasted or were overconfident of their secure position. Or, the saying might have meant, no one who holds intercourse with disagreeable people like the Jebusites will enter. Others would render the text, because the blind and the lame continued to say, he shall not come into this house, or, because they had said, even the blind and the lame, he shall not come into the house. Barrett's Synopsis of Criticisms, London, 1847, Volume 2, Part 2, p. 518. K.J. Margin.